This is Steve from Boxing UK with ex-world champion and legendary commentator now, Barry Jones. Hope you now in neck of the woods, Barry. Enjoy that tonight?
Yeah, I did. I enjoy it every time I'm here, to be honest. But I think that tonight was a really good. I thought there was some outstanding and surprising performances. I think Lewis Corrie was more, if anyone, was the real Ellis Corrie. Sorry, yeah. I get confused. It was because there's so many Ellises in that fight. It was confusing. But Ellis Corrie for me was, I thought he maybe favoured to win, but not like that. And I thought he was just fantastic. He really was.
Blistering, wasn't he? Obviously, the two main guys up here will be Troy being a European champion and Joe Laws, just a massive crowd pleaser.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, see, Troy Williamson, I've been championing Troy Williamson for a long time. I watched him in Belfast. It must have been one of his, maybe his third, fourth fight, maybe something like that. And with me and Steve Bunce, we sat down watching him. He was on like second. There was nobody in the where was it? The waterfront, and there was nobody there. And I said, why aren't they showing this kid on TV? Look at him, he battered a really durable journeyman. He battered him from pillar to post. And I haven't had that feeling in the bullfighter since I can't even think of his name. My head's totally gone. Liam Williams. Sorry, it's been a long night. Since Liam Williams. Now Liam Williams, when in his career with Box Nation, they wouldn't show him. And I was going, when are they showing this kid? This kid's got something. And look where he is now. And I think it's the same with Troy Williamson. They haven't been showing him, but now they are. And I think he's getting exposure and he's growing in confidence and he's looking a little bit of a monster for me. And he's still got bigger tests ahead. But I think I'd chuck him in. I would chuck him in. I think he'll prove a lot of people wrong.
He will. How far do you think he can go?
Who knows? Nowadays everyone talks about world titles straight away, and I understand that winning the Big Brother era and all that, with everything's instant fame and instant money. So I don't know where he'll go. Right now he don't go no real world level because it's phenomenal. British level, he could be a British champion. He could be probably a European champion. He looks that potential for me, and then it's all about luck and how you develop when you get to that level. Yeah. I think then get to that level first, and then we assess where he can go from there. But he has some good qualities and some things that you can't teach. He's physically strong, he punches hard, and people forget about his background as an amateur, so he's technically good as well. So I think there's a lot of things to like about him.
Joe Laws, obviously
talking about
the crowd up here, Barry, every time he fights, it's just nuts. How far do you think he can go?
Again, another one. He's too early in his career, and also technically there's a lot of flaws on him. I tell you that for now. I'm a big fan of his, and he's a lovely kid. And if there's one fight I'd like to see go all the way to the top, it'd be him. But there's a pressure to selling tickets and an eagerness to perform because you're selling tickets. And also sometimes you can forget that you're learning and just think you're a superstar because people want you on bills because you sell so many people come to watch you. That's not always the case. But what I am enjoying with him at the minute is the improvements in every fight. And tonight, again, he's not boxing people who are any good. Let's be honest, people who should beat him. But he's improving, and I think he worked the jab well today. He showed a bit more composure, a bit more space, and rather than just rush his work and try and be super aggressive, it was educated pressure, and that's very important. So for this stage of his career, to do that's all you can ask from fighters. He improves on the previous performance. He does the things that he does in the gym. He brings them onto the ring, and I was with him all a couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday all day in Sky Sports. Me and his dad, and me and his dad were saying the jab. We don't use the jab enough, and he proved us both wrong tonight because the jab was the key weapon for him.
I think it's nice as well, Barry, because it's almost like two sides of the sword, isn't it? The first side is he's so popular, the risk is to push him. Yeah. But 10 fights in, he is probably fighting the level of opponents he should be after 10 fights, isn't he? Yeah, well,
I think he needs to step up now, because otherwise you just start believing your own hype, and then they chuck him in too soon. So I think a level step up now, an easy step up, a couple of gears, and then because he sells so many tickets. And he's going to start going on big platform. He'll be on a big platform on Sky Sports when he's on the Lewis Ritz and Bill. So they're going to want to push him for the title fight because if he sells so many tickets, they're going to want to push him at the bill. It's inevitable. Ricky happened to Ricky Han. He just turned out to be world class anyway. So luckily, but and it might be the same for Lewis, for Joe, of course. But he's way beyond. He's way away from that yet. It's just worry about where he is now. He sells tickets, which is great for him. But what I like about him, he doesn't seem like an arrogant kid. He's 100 miles an hour. He's bubbly and he's confident, without that arrogance. So you can see why people want to come watch him fight, because he's a likeable kid. I spent the day with him and I'm in love with him now.
He's one of us. He doesn't try to be anything else, Barry. For this region, that's important, actually.
It is important because nowadays in sports there's very few working class heroes, because once you get to 16, you're in football, you're in an academy, no one sees you anymore, they just see you on telly and in front of the crowd. So it's not like when I was a kid, you're probably younger than me, but when I was a kid and sports stars used to live around you, you'd see them. So they were working class heroes. And boxing was one of the few sports that there still is. But now you have the amateur academies in Sheffield. That sort of lacks, because as good as Anthony Joshua, we all love Anthony Joshua, he's a great guy, he's been a role model for boxing, but he's not a working class hero anymore, because he's been in the academy, from the academy to the Olympics, to being a rich man straight away. So we didn't see him. He wasn't around us as much as he would have been before that academy. By the way, that academy has made amateur boxing in Britain one of the best in the world, so it's a good thing, but I'm just saying we lack that. So Ricky Hatton might be the last working class hero in boxing and in any sport, and to be honest, we haven't had that again, I don't think. And Joe is doing that, but he's not as good as Ricky yet. Or probably ever, to be honest, because Ricky was a phenomenal fighter. But, yeah, of course, But either way, building up this following so early and so big at this stage of career is quite phenomenal. Like, I used to sell loads of tickets, but not half what he sells. So it's a good, and to keep your feet on the ground and to make people fall in love with you. He has that charisma that you just can't teach. You've got it or you haven't got it.
Quality. Barry, I can't have you here without talking about a week ago.
Oh wow!
You were ringside.
I was ringside.
I just watched the BT behind the scenes stuff the other day, and your face told 1,000 stories. Just talk us through it. What is that, the best event, the best performance you've ever seen in the flesh?
It's hard to sort of, because I got some favourites for my own bias. But like Kazagi, because I love Joe with all my heart. So him against Lacey, him against Kessler were performances that I was just proud of him. But that was something special. You knew it was special when it was happening. Not that he won, because I picked him to win, but I picked him to win the way he boxed the last time. Because that's how he should have boxed. He shouldn't have boxed like he did. That was just so stupid. You don't go and attack a puncher, but actually, yes, you do, because you put him in a defensive mode. You take away his strength, and he tell us he was going to do it, but he says that all the time, doesn't he? And just does different things.
Did anybody believe him, Barry? Even in the press?
Nobody believed him. Tyson, he opens his mouth and whatever he feels like saying, he says, doesn't he? There's usually very rarely any meaning to it. Until he's meaningful, then he's fantastic. But it was a phenomenal, and you knew after that first round, you just knew this was going to be something great. It was one of those I was there moments. As
quick as that, the first round, you knew how it was going.
After the first round, you just knew, even though Wilder didn't really have a terrible second round, to be fair, but after that first round, you had the feeling something special was going to happen, because Tyson looked so confident, took the centre of the ring, and you just see he had a different mindset about him than he had in the first fight. And I think that was just maybe the first fight, as well as he boxed, it was maybe a lack of, because he'd been out for so long and only had those two meaningless fights, the lack of confidence of his conditioning. But you could see in this fight, he was fully confident that he prepared well, and he knew he was strong, and the weight was a real good factor for him, and he was just outstanding. It was one of those, I'll look back at it and go, like when Wales beat West Germany, or Germany I should say, in the European qualifiers, they were world champions in football. I was there in the old Cardiff Arms Park. For me, I was there. That was a moment when Wales beat England in Wembley in the rugby. I was there. Scott Gibbs scored the try. It was one of those moments, and this as well. That was one of those. I was there when Tyson Fury just dominated and bullied Deontay Wilder. And I look back at that with, how lucky am I? How lucky am I?
Where would you rank it in British performances abroad, Barry? Up there with Hunnigan and Curry?
Do you know what? Because I'm an 80s was when I fell in love with boxing. So that was the best era of boxing. There'll never be another era like it. So it's hard to tell myself that's a better performance. But it might be, and you see, it's weird to say it because we're in it now, and we look back at that yesteryear with a romance, and maybe it doesn't deserve at times. But it's up there. It's up there with Tracy going to Mexico and beating Jose Napoli. It's there. it's one of the best performances. It ranks up there. If someone says it's the best one, I couldn't argue with them, because it's not the win, it's the manner in which he won. I think, you know. And a lot of people thought Wilder was going to knock him out, and I thought he would outbox Wilder. Then if Wilder knocked him out from any second, from the first bell to the last bell, I wouldn't have been shocked. You know, it was that sort of fight. You know, and there was rumours that Tyson wasn't quite right, and it was, and you know, if Wilder put on more weight, or Fury wasn't quite right, sorry, and if Wilder put on more weight, would he have more weight in the shot? It was all things like that. But I keep repeating myself, but it was a wow moment. It really was. So when it finished, we were all just like going. It was David Hay this side of me, John Wall on that side. We're sort of going, did that just happen? Did that happen? And even David Hay, you know, he's been everywhere. You know, he's been in some huge events, and he was just going.
He coughed up, didn't he, in fairness, and said, I just got it wrong,
Well, see, the people take it personal. It's not, I don't know David Hay, I work with him, I don't know him personally, but it's not a personal, he didn't want Fury to lose, I don't think. You just got to pick who you think. You just got to think you're going to win. Don't mean I like you more than the other guy. You know, you just got to be honest, you know, and that's all it is. So he gave his honest opinion, thought Wilder was going to knock him out, and he was wrong. And I think he was glad he was wrong, to be fair.
Yeah. Speaking of opinions, last one. This fight, obviously everyone's gone straight to now, is a unification fight with Joshua. If Fury and Joshua got in the ring, who would you pick, Barry, and why? Well,
I pick Fury. Like, you know, I think you go with your instincts, as long as there's a thought behind it, and I think Fury. But I think Joshua is neater than Wilder, so he'll punch right through the target, it's correct. So with Wilder, with most fighters, because he swings his shots, they're hard to read. But with Fury, because he's so tall and he's long and he has such a good boxing brain, that he has a vision that most boxers don't have at that weight. So he can see those things coming. Where I think Joshua would have struggled with Wilder, because those wide shots, he wouldn't really be able to control them. But I think with Joshua got better boxing skills than people give him credit for. I think he'll try and step on Fury quick, and he'll try and make him feel the power really early. Whether he can do it or not, I would probably think that he would struggle, because if he just went gung-ho, Fury outboxes him. And if he tries to do what he did with Ruiz, that's not going to win him the fight in that style. But Joshua's more adaptable than people think. And I think that Ruiz second fight proved that he adapted. You know, when no one thought he could do that.
Yeah.
The only trouble is with that fight is that there was a sense that he was really wary of getting hit. That was the worry. He lacked that little bit of confidence. But I think another fight back, that he regains that confidence again. And I think, you know, listen, what he's doing, well, they both done. But the most important thing is, and I said it on the night in the commentary, like, we own boxing now. Great Britain, we own boxing. Britain, this little tiny island of us, we own it. But we own the heavyweight division. You know, it trickles down to all the other weights, and we got it now with them two. And like, you know, we're the kings of the world now, British boxing. And it's a feeling that I've never seen in my lifetime. It really is.
No better way to end the interview, Barry.
That's right, with me getting my words wrong. It's a feeling I've never seen before. I've never felt the feeling that we've been just kings of the world, and I think it's phenomenal. And you have to thank, you know, Joshua, but certainly at the minute, the man of the moment now is Tyson Fury.
He is indeed. Barry Jones, thank you very much for your time. It's empty now.
Look, you've got to give me a lift. You promised me a lift.
No, I promise you a lift. Thank you very much, Barry. Take care.
Thanks.